guys, welcome to By the Cover with Mals and
Arie.
Yes, we are here. This is our part one discussion of Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros.
Chapters 1 through 25.
Yes, so there's spoilers. If you have not read these chapters, come back and chat with us. But if you have read these chapters, then definitely stay tuned and see what we got to say. Here are our thoughts, our theories, opinions, questions, all of that.
Everything. So again, spoiler alert. And also it is an adult novel that we're reading. So just to let you guys know, we will be talking about adult things. So you want to make sure that, if you're tuning in, you're age appropriate for it.
Yes. 18 and older only. 18 and older only.
So hey girl. Hey, how's it going?
Good. It's Wednesday, right? Wednesday?
It's Wednesday. Wednesday like your car.
Wednesday like my car. Shout out to Wednesday.
Hey, Wednesday.
How was your Wednesday today?
Oh, Wednesday was pretty busy. Lots of work.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was kind of busy for me too.
It's that hump day,
Yeah. But it's good. I feel like when Wednesdays are busy, then like Thursday and Friday are like easy. Yeah. Especially because like what you said is hump day. So it's like the peak of the week.
I got everything out the way.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's good. I was with my family today with my parents.
Yeah, how are they doing?
Hanging out with them. They're good. They're good. Just hanging out with them. Saw the Maya, the dog. She's old. But yeah. So
Maya?
I guess, yeah.
Oh, God.
So I guess we both had a busy Monday.
I haven't seen Maya in forever, though.
I literally was cramming all day trying to catch up with these readings.
Really?
Literally.
Oh, my gosh.
Literally,
no
I was
way.
like cramming down to like, honestly, area. I was like reading like... trying to get to chapter 25 so we can record today. But I did it. So
good job.
Hopefully I retained the information. We will see.
I like your sweater, by the way.
Thank you. Basgiath collection. Ashes Clay.
I love it.
I like your shirt.
Thank you. Gallery department. We're so artsy.
We are. We are. Yes,
so
thank
artsy.
you. So cool.
Okay, so let's start with our opinions. Overall opinions so far, very mixed feelings. I'm like how she said, it took you a little while to kind of even keep reading and get all of the chapters in by the time we allotted ourselves. I kind of feel like it started getting good only in the last 2 to 3 chapters. So like 23, 24, 25. I was like, okay. I was like really into it. But in the beginning, I have a couple of things that I need to just like address and discuss, but mixed feelings.
Yes.
I know I'm going to love the book. I feel like she's going to give us a couple of good twists and I have so many theories. But I do feel like it was not that entertaining in the beginning. I felt like I kind of already know these people. I feel like Riddick is getting a little forced into this comedian role. I feel like it's just a little eat for me, but
yeah,
we'll see how it plays out.
Okay. So I agree with what you're saying as far as the last couple chapters getting most interesting compared to the beginning, because the beginning is just so ridiculously effing dry to me. And it's like, I hate to talk about Xaden and Violet's relationship, and I'm pretty sure there's some fans out there that's going to get crazy with me. But disclaimer, hopefully not. Which, they be like, beehive-ish kind of people. Yeah. But just a quick disclaimer, I love Xaden and I love Violet. I love them individually. But their relationship,
it's not for you.
It's not for me. It's giving very love bombing.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving very like, I love you, I love you, I love you. Just because they're saying I love you, then they love each other. Like they and just side note, right?
Yeah.
These last couple chapters kind of is giving me a little bit more, because you saw when he had the moment of being like happy and she was like, he's never happy.
Yeah.
But prior to, so now that's a whole nother element. But prior to that scene, their relationship is just mad nothing. It's just all about love and intensity.
I completely agree with that. Yeah. In the sense of the way you were saying it, like at the end, like the last couple of chapters. Yeah. I'm like, I think she's even realizing that he's supposed to, like, he's not healthy. Like he's literally toxic almost. You get what I'm saying?
They have a very toxic relationship.
Yeah,
I feel like
and a little
love bomb
shallow
relationships. Yes.
Yeah, very sexually
Yes.
only kind of situation.
Yes, that's why I don't really care for their relationship, because there's no
he supports her, but it's like I love how he support each other. Yeah, they trust each other, they like believe in each other. And I'm wondering if that's, I guess, what made her kind of like fall for him. But at the same time, I mean, like for example, she had that relationship with the Prince Holland,
which that was interesting.
And to me, I'm like, how old was she when she had that relationship? And
she said she sounded like she was 17 or 18.
Yeah. But to me, her and Xaden almost act like a 17 and 18-year-old
They act
relationship.
very immature.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because when I started to realize like what bothers me about their relationship, which is like what I said, the whole love bombing thing, it reminded me of puppy love. Like, like, I don't know if that has ever happened to you, where you're like talking to a guy and they're just like, I care about you, but it comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, like you're like, why?
Yeah.
Like why do you have that strong of feelings? I don't even have them yet. Why are you feeling that intensely about me? Yeah.
But that's love bombing. And unfortunately, I don't want to say that Violet fell for it too, or maybe she's a love bomber too, but there's no details or there's substance to their actual relationship. It's very shallow, like what you said. It's very like love intense.
They didn't go
it's like lovers to enemy, literally just lovers to enemy. Like there's nothing else happening.
They didn't have like, I mean, I feel like in Fourth Wing, they did have a couple of moments like on the parapet when he was out there by himself during like everybody was like partying or whatever. And she went out there and had moments with him. I mean, there was like some points, but I do feel like Iron Flame should have gave a lot more. And instead they just acted like they were practically married already by Iron Flame.
It's insane. It's insane because it's the love bombing is just, I'm never going to get over it, because it's even extreme how he's like, you'll be the death of me. Why? How did we get here? Like, how did it go from this to there so quickly? Based off of what? Yeah. The only thing you know about her is that you're just attracted.
By the way, I'm a little still confused as to how will he die if Violet dies? Like,
but remember I asked you that.
I kind of thought about it and I was just like, I mean, it's if the rider dies, no, the dragon doesn't die. Mm-hmm. So then the only way she's supposedly connected to Xaden is because Taryn is connected to Sigel.
But I think when they're saying that, he's speaking metaphorically.
No, what you're saying specifically, but it triggered the other thought that where they're like, that they could happen to you. I do remember there was a part, I think in fourth Wing, when he was like, we don't want to test it, like we don't know. Yeah. But I felt like they kind of made it like set in stone that something would happen if she passed away or if he passed away. Yeah. So that was kind of weird.
So one thing I do want to mention.
Yeah, what's that?
I noticed this from the beginning, since we're starting from the beginning, is that I love that in Darna, like she's showing a mature side to her. And she's having a lot more, she's old enough where she's able to have normal conversation without being so like childish and snappy. Yes. And one of the first things that what made me really was like, okay, and Darna, is because in the very beginning, Violet was, going through her thought process and just being really overwhelmed and frustrated because of the, Xaden being vented and her, how she just feels like she has to like save them all the time. Yeah. And how she has that habit of when she's feeling, pain or whatever the case may be, she tells her that she tells herself she's going to lock the thing, whatever it is, in the box. Yep. And I don't know what chapter this is, but page 15, she had that moment of saying, I'm just gonna, put it in the fireproof box and just stash it somewhere. And then Darna said, you can grieve. Yeah. And I love that. Like, I love that that to me, that was like a sign of her maturity, of just letting her know, like it's okay. Like, you just have to grieve. Like, it's okay. Like, you went through what you went through and it's perfectly fine. Like, you have to actually grieve. Yes. You have to feel it. You have to let it kind of go through you. And I think, like you said, I think Violet,
she is so used to any type of pain that she does that too. So it's interesting to see her do an emotional pain and put it in that box.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the beginning, it just really highlighted to me like Andarna's growth, and I feel like because she's growing like in a mature way and stuff like that, her bond is growing with Taryn and Violet
a lot more.
That
right?
I really so they're a lot more. They're of course still being more cautious about her, like being that she is she still a feather tail? Is she still considered a feather tail at that point? Or she's fully grown?
I think she's past even the teenage stage. She's probably like in young adult at this point. Okay. Because remember, like her color is in now.
Yeah. So they're still being understanding to, know, her and her size, and she still needs to work up her agility or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But she's still growing like mentally, and I love that.
And just to like even piggyback on that one with Andarna, there was a moment where she was like, I am as unknown as he is, and you still trust me. She says, I will not be another battle you have to fight. Like, I loved that. Yes. I love that for her. I love that for Violet, that Violet has, it's like a built-in bestie, built-in sister almost, like another one. And I love that she acknowledged that, he isn't just Venom, that he's also an unknown. Like, we're not going to act like we just know everything about these Venoms. We just pretty much found out about them, that they still exist or whatever. And, that it's an unknown. So don't lose hope. It was like a hope quote for me, and I thought that was really great for Violet. And I thought that was like a real big bonding moment. Like that whole part in that chapter, because that came right after the other one you just said, that whole part in the chapter was just a really strong bonding time for Andarna and Violet. And I was like, I really appreciated that.
I love that. I highlighted it too. I can't find it, but I highlighted that because it was just like it's okay. Like we got to figure it out. We're researching, we're learning together. And I love that. That's what I'm saying. This season, I'm gonna call the book a season, but this season, the beginning of it, like really, I'm like, okay, Andarna, like I'm really, because I loved her before, but I really was in my head being like, this little girl. Like I was getting so nervous with her snappiness and her childish ways in the last season, in the last book. I was getting so nervous that she was gonna come and do something that they kept telling her not to do. Yeah, because she was just being like, I want to do this and I want to do that. You get it?
Almost happened the minute that Violet acknowledged her and that she was different. And during the battle at the end, when she acknowledged her, I think that's when she really stepped into her role.
I was saying that I feel like once it came out, that I feel like she almost was having a different identity, or like she was playing a different, like not a different role, but it's like once the truth came out as far as like who she was, because remember she was like,
it's like I couldn't say anything. Was shedding the facade. Yes, like it was almost like she was playing dumb a little bit for a little while to kind of like,
because she couldn't. Remember she was like, I wanted you to find out before I said something. So it's like now that
to figure it out. Yeah. And Violet gets tested a lot. Like Violet gets tested a lot. And I do feel like, honestly, to be honest, overall, Violet is getting tested with the Venom and what kills them, where they come from, what's the problem with them. Like, I feel like this whole thing is like Violet figuring it out, and it's almost like a test for her. I did want to also mention how Andarna also says, I scorched the Venom during the battle. Back to Violet. I'd been too shocked at her appearance, the way her scales had shifted, to think about the burning dark wielder. And then Andarna goes and says, magic feels different when I change color. Maybe my use of power in that moment altered the Venom, weakened her enough to blister. All right, so it's giving, a foreshadowing or a cue that she somehow affects Venom differently than the other dragons. And I think that obviously that's why they're going to go to the Isles and start looking for her species or her kind, because they might have the key to defeating the Venom. But I do want to know how Andarna's proximity to Xaden is going to play out throughout the entire book. Like, is her proximity to Xaden gonna have an effect on him and how he has been struggling with his venom?
Because she has that ability to
kind of like make them weaker.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
That was a question I had in like my mind.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder.
That's a good one. Honestly, I keep forgetting about Indarna thing and the burning the venom, but that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I did not think about that at all.
That'll be interesting though, like if it does affect, or if she just ends up being the cure herself.
Right.
Like her scales or something, make a little juice, a little drink.
I'm definitely excited to see what is going to happen with Indarna. Like, that's a mystery in itself, and I'm excited to I want to see where that goes.